back up a couple inches. Yay. That's what y'all came to look at, isn't it? Let's see. Closer. Yeah, do I dare a little closer? Yeah, that's pretty good. We're going to be on this side of the engine. So to get ready for the oil change, while it's warming, already seems like it's pretty warm. Pop these off of the air cleaner, and you lift this side and pull her out. And I'm not going to take it all the way off like you might see some folks do. I just have it up so I can access the oil filter, which is right here. I can also take a look at my air filter. It's fine. It's always fine. Take a look at the location of the oil filter right here. And you'll need, I think it's a, I don't know, 15/16 or inch wrench. I don't know. I always forget. Because you only change the oil in these things every, once or twice a year. So, with the miles we usually put on it. All right. So, I've got camera lady on here now. Can you see right here?
Yeah.
Alright, so this is the only thing you got to do under here for an oil change. I mean, you want to look around and see if there's any obvious signs of damage anywhere else while you're here, but 1/2 inch wrench, and if it's on there too tight, that's why I keep a rubber mallet around, but remember lefty tighty? No. Righty tighty, lefty loosey, and so that means I'm going to be pulling on it. That means somebody put it on a little tight last time. That's me. I probably did that. Alright. But, hey, I've done all the oil changes on this myself, and we're still on the same drain plug, and it don't leak, so I must be doing something right. Or at least not entirely wrong. There we go. Got cardboard down. My dad taught me this when I was, I don't know, probably 9 or 10. He said, put some cardboard down, keep you off the grass if you're in the yard, or keep you off the pavement. Plus, if you spill a couple drips of oil, or whatever you're doing, it doesn't get your concrete or blacktop or grass all covered in oil. Yeah. So, all right, so we just let that go for, I'll probably come back in 15 minutes. One of the things you don't get at a Jiffy Lube or a Valvoline or something, they're all about speed. So when you're doing it yourself, you can give it the time to really drain out all the way. So I'll let that do that. All right, let's go to the top side. Okay, is it going? So this is the TG10955 Fram, and they've got like 3 or 4 different versions now. I remember when it used to be, they had the baseline and then they had the premium. Now they've got everything in between too. So this filter I think was $11 at Walmart. There's 2 lines above it, but you're supposed to change the oil at a minimum yearly or 10,000 miles, whichever comes first. And this one says right on it 10,000 mile protection, so I don't know why I'd need to spend $2 or $4 more, respectively, for the next 2 higher levels. So anyway, that's the one that you're going to need. Looks like so. Should come with, yes it does, an O-ring for the cap on the oil filter cap, yeah. So let's go ahead and get the camera mounted back up here and we'll keep going. Camera lady can go eat breakfast first. Let's see if I remembered right. I did. So, you know, I guess if you've got one of those cool wrenches with the swivel right here, that'd be nice. You can see I've got a couple little bends on the plastic there, you know, because plastic's always a good choice for something you're going to be torquing on. But anyway, I've gotten away with just getting it as close as I can to bust it loose. If I can get it on there pretty good. There, it's already loose. And then just try not to take too much off at a time. There we go. And then it gets looser and it won't bend your plastic. But yeah, plastic, come on, Dodge. Or, I don't know, by that point they might have already been owned by the Italians. Who knows? Come on, Italians. So I get that loose. Spins right out. And you can actually see the old O-ring is blue on it right now. I'm just going to pop that right out. And a nice thing about the filter being mounted that way is as soon as it's up out of there, it's not dripping oil everywhere. So it's kind of a cleaner method. So that's one nice thing about the Pentastar V6. But there's my blue O-ring. If it looks good, I think I replaced it last time. I don't always replace it. I've never had a leak. So yeah, you just pop this guy out, and then we're going to pop the new one in. Right here, this side. There we go. Pops right in. And I can put that right back now if I wanted to. Oil draining, it's down to a drizzle. But it's still running out pretty good, and it's already been like 5 minutes. So, you know, the quick change places, you're leaving a lot of oil in there. So I'm just going to use a needle nose to grab this. I don't care if I damage it. Pull it off enough that I can roll it out. Get rid of that. And then here's the new one. If I can get it started, and then roll it around. There we go. Done. Pull this up. Now, if this was dusty and whatnot, you probably want to clean this off before messing with it, or debris would fall in there. So that's the only thing I'm really concerned with, is not getting junk in there. So you just slip it back over. Make sure to avoid cross threading. A lot of times I'll spin it backwards once and then go. But I've never had it even try to cross thread on this. I guess that's just a piece of advice in general. And right on here it tells you 25 Newton meters. You can tell that part at least is European made. Newton meters. We use foot pounds, or pound feet, depending on how you ask. But since it's European, I figure German specs work. So I'll just give her the old good and tight. And again, once there's some torque on that, you know, you're going to want to just get it down in there, and you're only going to be able to go a little ways, but better than messing up the plastic, I guess. I wonder if somebody makes a replacement for this cap. I don't know. But I'm just going to go until it's snug. It's still moving pretty easy. Yeah, one of those sockets with the hinge point would be handy. I think my sister might have one. I should ask her if she's got one. Oh, yeah, being too aggressive. Just a little at a time's fine. Yep, there, it's tight. Alright. And then we checked our air filter, it's fine. We got the 2, 3 tabs back here. You find their home. Jiggle it. And then if you found it, it should line up perfectly. And then, whoops, wrong way. And then you flip these little retainer clips back into place. So you're done on the top end, except for actually adding and checking oil. So right on the cap, I like it when they make it easy. It says SAE 5W20, and in the manual, you know, you can use conventional oil, But if you use full synthetic, that's when you get the 10,000 mile protection that they say you'll get. So that's what I use. Get my funnel, make sure it's cleaned out. I get it hanging up, and sometimes something will get in there. A spider will try to make a web or something. But, yeah, here we go. And I cut this one off to the length I wanted. And it's kind of close. You still have to hold it, but, you know, it works. All right, the oil I use. I am not a purist. I'm a practical? I don't know. It says right on the cap, SAE 5W20. Here it is. Walmart brand. This is ridiculously cheaper than the, like if you wanted to go with a mobile one or whatever it is you like. This is all this van's really ever gotten is SuperTech brand. And we have 122,000 miles and it runs perfectly. So I tell you, I just don't see the point in wasting the money. In my eyes, it's a waste of money. If you have a good story to tell for the viewers and for me, go ahead and please put it in the comments. I love reading that stuff. I was about to pop the cap on this and start pouring, and of course I'm still waiting for it to finish draining. So let's take a look down here. I say let's, I'm not gonna move the camera. I'm lazy. It's still dribbling. So I'll tell you what, I'm gonna go in, get the coffee going. Be right back. Where we are here. And it's, believe it or not, it's been another 5 to 10 since I turned the camera off last time, and we still have, it's an interrupted stream at least. But I tell you, when you do the oil change yourself, you can decide when enough is enough. If I let this keep going, I might get a few more milliliters out, you know, one of them little medicine cups that come with liquid like cough syrup and stuff for the kids. Yeah, you'd probably fill another one of those by the time it's actually done. So, and we've had it draining now for 15 or 20 minutes at least. So, anyway, I'm gonna call this one good. Just throw your plug back in there. Make sure you don't cross thread it. Like I said, I've been fortunate. I'm still on the original. One thing I've noticed with vehicles in the past that I have brought to a dealer or Valvoline or Jiffy Lube or someplace like that is they just use it. They'll use what are they called? Not a high speed. It's too early. One of those things, yeah. And they don't have a torque setting on it, and they over torque it. And you can see I used a wrench that's barely bigger than my hand. So I know when I torque this, I can't put a whole lot of torque on it unless I like hit it with a hammer or something. But I'm not going to. It's fine. It's done. So grab my rag, dab around that where it's dribbling a little, and I'm done under here. So and a bug landed on my arm. Hopefully it's just a fly. It tickles. So this will take, should take, if I got everything out, basically this whole jug, about 5 quarts. Look at the manual. Little gunk right there. Well, change is a good time to just give your dipstick a good clean too. And here's a safe range. I'm down here, as expected. satisfying about getting some good clean oil in an old engine. Not that this is that old. It's a 10-year-old van now. 122. Oh, by golly, it's going to take a little more than 5 quarts today. Didn't come up much when I leveled it. So, probably be about a third or a half quart low. So that means, yeah, over 5 quarts, 5 1/4, 5 1/3 quart maybe. Goodness, thirsty old lady. Of course, I guess it's happened when you, that's what happens when you give it the time to drain all the old stuff out, huh? Even with it tilted back like that, the drain pan can get more out. I don't want to keep putting the cap back on. Wait till you're done. I guess that's why I call myself handy-ish. Still figuring it out. Let's try that one. The bottom end of the safe, but some of that I just poured in might be still on the way down. Dribbled a little. And this was a good half quart, so 5 1/2 quarts. Ooh-wee. Another bottle to recycle. Well, I don't have any more of that oil, so I sure hope that gets me there. Of course, I was already in the safe zone. If I had to take it to town, I could. Right in the middle. It's like crossing through the F on the word safe. Perfect. Oh, I need windshield washer fluid. Or the wife will be angry. This is the thing I always have to keep in stock because my wife has a habit of just running the wiper fluid. She says, well, I like a clean windshield. Don't we all? I don't think we're all as obsessive about it as she is, though. But anyway, there. You give your other fluid the peek while you're under here, and the others were just serviced anyway, but still a good idea to check. And then you're done. Well, now don't forget to tear off your little tab off the box. You can write down when you changed it. Or a lot of part stores, they have little stickies that you can put on the windshield, just like if you had gone to a Jiffy Lube or someplace like that. So, yeah, little details. Finish the job off nice. Also, note I've got my recycle tub ready to receive that oil. Make sure you take that to a parts store too and recycle it properly. You know, sometimes you can't make or can't find a better product than you can make for yourself. So, for example, this old 5-quart oil jug, cut the bottom off of it, and you've got a pretty good catch for when you're dumping out your old used oil. Now, the only struggle becomes how do you hold this? So that's what your kids are for. or your significant other. They can hold this for you, and they've got a nice wide cup to receive that, because that little pour spout, really, is that going to do the job? This is the dumbest idea ever. Oh, it totally works. That's funny. So, clamp old oil jug with the bottom cut right in there. I can even adjust a little bit. Let's see how much oil I spill. Oh man, I hate spilling oil. With this wide mouth, hopefully I'll catch more of it at least. Whoop. Going too fast. I got a little distance between the funnel and the mouth of the recycling jug, but by golly, that's not a half bad idea. I'm not spilling any out of my backside here. My backside sounds gross. The backside. Yeah. Look at this. I love being handyish. Ha! That is the cleanest I've ever done that. That's fantastic. Wonder if this would support if I just... the wind would catch it. I can hold it for a couple of seconds. Look, I dribbled it, barely made it to the cardboard. Of course, that's why you put the cardboard down. Yeah. I'll whip that out with a rag.